go back to like Jim Brown and Otto Graham, and like there is so much history. If he wins in Cleveland,
that's it.
He could challenge LeBron in that area. If you can win in Cleveland,
for
as
sure.
Cleveland
A Browns Super Bowl
is so much more.
10 Cavs finals wins. You know what I'm saying?
So much more significant.
But wouldn't that be Baker then that's sort of getting that glory?
Maybe.
Until Odell throws the winning pass. I don't know.
To Baker.
To Baker.
We'll see. All right, that's our life swap. What did we miss? What did we get wrong? Giants fans, call me on WGMFB Radio to complain, and we will be back with the Bears, who added a free agent to their secondary. We'll give you all the details of HaHa Clinton-Dix's deal in Chicago. Love a little heel turn, Kyle.
Yeah, how about it? Swap safeties. It's kind of weird.
They got
Amos and HaHa.
Yeah.
Halcyon.
At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer.
There's someone we think you should talk to.
Hey, Dan, your coworkers told me you haven't done your taxes. I just want to say, you can call a TurboTax Live CPA for help.
You'd really do that for me?
Yeah, Dan. It's literally my job.
Thanks, guys.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Who's the playmaker of this new Big Mac with bacon?
It's the crispy bacon, of course. The flavor brings a whole new dimension to the game.
Let me get a second opinion from my mouth.
McDonald's Classics with Bacon. Is it the best thing to happen to our classics or to bacon? Crispy bacon is now on our Big Mac, fresh beef quarter pounder, and fries. Some think it's the best thing to happen to our classics, and others think it's the best thing to happen to bacon. Either way, enjoy. Now for limited time, get McDonald's Classics with Bacon.
So here's the thing. I'm actually closer to my retirement days than I am my college days. I just want to know, am I going to be okay?
I know people who specialize in am I going to be okay?
I like that.
You may need glasses, though.
Schedule a complimentary goal planning session with TD Ameritrade.
I'm a dancer. Casting directors will send me a video of choreography. I need my phone to work while I'm on the subway. You'll see me streaming a video, trying not to fall.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
We didn't create a new way to find the best ramen, or put a rover on Mars, or decide you should share your home with world travelers. But when asked if these ideas were possible, we're the only cloud with the capabilities, experience, and know-how to make them happen.
July 11th, every day within 6 deals for everyone, no matter what. For 1 day only, get red hot deals on
Alexa, tune to MSNBC on cable.
Okay. From our NBC News headquarters, a quick update on some breaking news before we get underway.
What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
New Tide Pods 2.0 with upgraded 4-in-1 technology. Your detergent, stain removers, and odor fighters all fit in the palm of your hand. #1 stain and odor fighter. #1 trusted. It's got to be Tide.
TGIF on GMFB. I'm Will Selva. Glad you're with us on this Friday. And when the Antonio Brown trade to the Bills failed to materialize, the city of Buffalo and its hardworking residents saw this as a major slight, as some people suggested AB and other free agents didn't want to go there. Well, Bills general manager Brandon Beane stood up for all the men and women who proudly represent their city and the Bills Mafia.
That pissed me off, to be candid, because it was an ignorant comment or whatever. And I don't, I'm not on social media, but if you live in Buffalo or you know anything about Buffalo, don't speak about Buffalo if you don't know what this city and what this fan base is like. I mean, it really pissed me off.
Preach, Rain and Beam. Preach. No one has said ever a bad thing about the Windy City, minus the winners. Chicago, the new home for safety Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. The Bears agreeing to terms with the former Packer and Redskin to a one-year deal worth $3.5 million. Meanwhile, Vikings linebacker Anthony Barr had some serious signer's remorse before he put pen to paper on a contract offer by the Jets earlier this week. Barr revealing to NFL Network he was borderline physically ill, thinking about leaving the Vikings before agreeing to a 5-year contract worth up to $77.5 million to stay in Minnesota.
When I hung up the phone after saying, yeah, I could do New York, my stomach dropped. I kind of getting some cold sweats, and it was like about to go down the altar and marry the wrong woman. You know, it was like, I think I'm making a bad choice. So I did what I felt was right for myself.
He also said the first person he had called was his mom, and he told her that he thinks he made a mistake, and she says, son, you have to fix this, and that he did. The other thing is, he said he stayed away from social media. So right now, Anthony Barr staying away from social media. Kay Adams also stay away from New York, Twitter, social media.
Nope. I got lots of Browns fans saying, yeah.
I love that.
All right.
And Will, hearing Anthony Barr say that he tried to marry the wrong woman, was that not the most Bachelor soundbite that you've ever heard? Like, he might as well say he's here for the right reasons. He's on a journey to find love. He believes in the process. That was incredible. Where's Chris Harrison?
Exactly.
Wow.
Colton and Cassie.
Thank you, Will.
Yes,
You're
right
our Bachelor.
there. Well done.
That's right.
There you go, Cassie reference.
Cassie.
Yes. Well, all that was missing was Barr jumping over a 20-foot fence.
That was the sexiest thing a Bachelor's ever done, ever.
The only 5 seconds I've seen of the season, but it was worth it.
It was great.
Thanks so much, Will. Landon Collins, let's talk about him. We love him, friend of the show. And he was introduced in Washington yesterday. Get some Kleenex, guys, because he shared an emotional story of a gift he received from owner Dan Snyder, a Sean Taylor jersey. Take a look at this.
When he told me that it was a game-worn jersey signed by him in the box, instantly broke down. Instantly broke down, straight into tears. He handed the box over, tried to hand me the box. I couldn't grab the box. I couldn't move. Shaking. My son pulls the jersey out of the box. I still can't touch the jersey. Just staring at it the whole time. As a jersey right there on the table, everybody's kind of at the table quiet, just sitting there. I look at Ryan Anderson. He's at the table. I started shaking my head at him. He said, man, I should have told you it was in the box so you don't have to cry.
I could not love that more. He wears 21 with the Giants. Of course, the late, great Sean Taylor wore 21 with the Redskins. Unreal. And this is why I love sports, Nate.
You know, people don't understand how respected and revered Sean Taylor was. It's unfortunate that his life was cut short. Senseless act of violence. I remember playing against him. We went to Washington, playing with the Minnesota Vikings, and there's only a couple of guys you try to recognize on the field. I always look for the linebacker because I love to catch the ball in the middle of the field. And I always looked at the safety position. And most of the time, I can care less about the safety position because I knew I was faster than them. They couldn't keep up with me, and I could run right past them. Sean Taylor was different. He was a freak of nature. Like, God hit him with that special stick and said, you're going to be big, you're going to be fast, you're going to be smart, you're going to be intelligent, and you're going to be a leader. And these guys are going to follow you. Now, I remember catching the ball in the slot and then making a move, and he was barreling down the sideline, and he made eye contact with me. And in that moment, Nate Burleson usually thinks, I'm going to shake you, embarrass you, or I'm going to run you over and embarrass you. Either way, you're going to be on my highlight tape. And as he's moving towards me, I see his eyes lock in, and there was no smile on his face. And in that moment, I had to think to myself, I would say the only time in my career where I made a business decision. You can go back and look at any film with me. I don't like going out of bounds. I don't like exciting. And he got about 1.5 yards away from me, and I just scooted out of bounds. And I'm smiling, I'm laughing. He looks at me, he's like, ooh, Burleson, you better be lucky I ain't hit your bleep. And I was like, man, I ain't gonna let you hit me, you crazy. He's like, next time I'm gonna get you. And that was him. passionate, but had fun. I can only imagine if he was still alive. You know, his number is retired because he passed away too soon, and he was a legend while he was living. But if he was still alive, his number would be retired because he'd be a Hall of Famer, because he is a legend on the field. So for Landon to be in a position that he can possibly wear that jersey, that's bigger to me than going and asking Jerry Rice or Ray Lewis or Urlacher for your jersey. I mean, those guys are alive, and I respect them for what they did on the field, but, you know, taking a jersey of a man that passed away that meant so much to the players he played with and the guys that played against him, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all those Miami guys from that early 2000s, whether it be Vilma or it be Edgerrin James, they all revere Sean Taylor in a way that no one ever speaks of. And the Redskins family and the Redskins community, it means so much to them. So that jersey, that number 21 Redskins jersey, like Nate said, I think there might be no more sentimental or emotional jersey. So for Landon Collins to be crying like that, they know they're getting one of their own. They're getting a Redskins fan, but they're also getting a person who appreciates the legacy.
We'd love your tweets. Well said by everybody here at the table. We'd love to hear from our fans here on a Friday as well. I mean, those are huge shoes, of course, for Landon Collins to fill. We cannot wait to see what he does down in the Capitol. We'll be back after this on GMFB with more on Kyler Murray, because he's likely, or he could be, the first overall pick come draft day. We'll break down the Oklahoma superstar after this. Business decision, huh?
So I'm able to deduct it?
That's definitely a deductible expense.
That was really helpful. Man, I love technology, but it is infinitely better with people.
You talk too much.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
I'm a dancer. Casting directors will send me a video of choreography. I need my phone to work while I'm on the subway. You'll see me streaming a video, trying not to fall.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
This is the new frontier, and this is the vehicle crafted to conquer it. The first of its kind Lexus UX. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
New Tide Pods 2.0 with upgraded 4-in-1 technology. Your detergent, stain removers, and odor fighters all fit in the palm of your hand. #1 stain and odor fighter. #1 trusted. It's got to be Tide.
Oikos Triple Zero is the official yogurt of proving the doubters wrong. It has 15 grams of complete protein, 0 added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or fat. Oikos, the official yogurt of fueling your heart.
The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now.
Oikos Triple Zero is the official yogurt of proving the doubters wrong. It has 15 grams of complete protein, 0 added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or fat. Oikos, the official yogurt of fueling your hustle.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
My life has been a series of moments. Seeds.
Alexa, tune to MSNBC on cable.
Okay.
From our NBC News headquarters, a quick update on some breaking news before we get underway.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's taking over. no escape. You better get moving, ready or not, get
Welcome back to Good Morning Football. NFL tweeting this out. Nick Foles officially inking the deal. Pen to paper down there in Jacksonville. The Super Bowl MVP takes over the reins as their quarterback. So I ask you, what am I supposed to think about these Jaguars who took their team to the AFC Championship with an awesome defense, a top 5 offense, which people forget with Blake Bortles. Now they have Foles.
It's very rare a front office and a team is allowed to make a mistake like giving Blake Bortles the extension they gave him after the AFC Championship game. And then the next year saying, oh, we're good, let's go get Nick Foles. But in this case, I feel like they've built up enough equity there in Jacksonville that they trust the front office to make the right decision. I believe Nick Foles can be a better quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars than Blake Bortles. However, there were so many issues in that locker room. It wasn't just talent on the roster. There's locker room stuff. Now Nick Foles is going to be tested to not only lead by example and be this silent leader and this noble warrior amongst men, he's got to work with a bunch of kids in that Jacksonville locker room that run their mouth, that talk to the media, that fight with each other, that go out in London until 4 a.m. the night before a game. Nick Foles has his hands full here, and it's more than just football. I'm curious to see how he is as the veteran leader and the voice of the team. They're paying him for that, too.
I feel like Nick Foles has put in equity himself to earn the respect from the guys. So there isn't any surprise that he got that big deal. And when it comes to being a leader and a vocal leader, I feel like he understands that. I've mentioned this week that you get paid a ton of money, you're going to have to approach things differently. You can't be the quiet superstar. You got to be a guy that's willing to talk to guys face to face, eye to eye, and tell them what they're doing wrong. And on top of that, I feel like they've come from humble beginnings. Nick Foles has had a humble career, and he achieved greatness. Last year, the Jags were humble. Like, they had to eat that humble pie, and there's a reason why they're quiet. You remember the offseason 2 years ago? You couldn't stop talking.
I just think that it's funny. It's a perfect segue, Nate, that Foles shows up to the facility, and it's this big introductory day, and then Jalen makes a comment on social that he looks like a substitute teacher. Maybe he's coming to teach you some chemistry. I don't know. But maybe that's kind of the perfect thing. You know, I also have to point out there was a lot of that yesterday. Chop busting. So Tyrod Taylor signs with the Chargers. He takes this picture. He's wearing a sweater. He's wearing his Chargers helmet. And Melvin Gordon replies, ha, 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 that pick ain't it, fam.
just doesn't like it.
At Tyrod. Like, just, it's like, that ain't it. And he's laughing. It is kind of a funny picture. But I thought that kind of went beneath the radar. I think it's more of a brotherly, I'm going to bust your chops like I would to one of you guys. But the Jaguars, we'll see how that chemistry goes.
That ain't it, fam.
Teacher. He tweeted that yesterday. Did you dig that?
Yeah, it was social. No, it was like about this.
Wow. The introductory press conference, the first thing from their team leader is, yeah, you look like a substitute teacher.
Yeah, it was more colorful than that, but like that was the point. And I don't even know if he's wrong, but
no,
that's the point.
He did.
We're on the Jazz,
Mr. Foles.
on free agency moves, on everything going on, and the Raiders have Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams catching balls on offense. Derek Carr's probably happy, but is this the best receiver duo in the league? Gruden.
New Tide Pods 2.0 with upgraded 4-in-1 technology. Your detergent, stain removers, and odor fighters all fit in the palm of your hand. #1 stain and odor fighter. #1 trusted. It's got to be Tide.
At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer. You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February. At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer.
These days we're all stressed. I hear you, sister. That's why I'm partnering with Cigna to remind you to go in for your annual checkup and be open with your doctor about anything you feel, physically and emotionally, body and mind.
Pressure, man, you gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it, embrace it, because we live for moments like this. When the game is on the line and your name is called, you gotta make those plays.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not,
I'm a dancer. Casting directors will send me a video of choreography. I need my phone to work while I'm on the subway. You'll see me streaming a video, trying not to fall.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Rise and shine, football fans. Taking a look at our view. Oh, there's the Jenga building in Lower Manhattan. How fitting. Take one piece out of that Jenga building, just like you take an Odell out of New York, or put Le'Veon Bell into it, it could come crumbling down. Or it could be the thing that all Americans are watching right now, watching Good Morning Football. It sort of stands out.
Yeah, this is true. When it's up, it all falls down.
That Jenga building is polarizing on this show.
Yeah, we have different opinions about what the Jenga building is. We once spent a whole show talking about it. Thank
56
God.
Leonard, hello.
Incredible.
The real fans know. This is Good Morning Football. We are presented by McDonald's. We are live in New York City on this Friday, March 15th. My name's Kay, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, all here, all hands on deck to celebrate what's been going on. NFL's 100th year, all of the free agency moves, the draft just around the corner. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. There's so much movement around the league. We don't even talk about some of the teams. We're going to get to a lot of them this hour.
I love that. Golden Tate's probably having a pretty good morning as well. We'll dig into all of the moves right now. It's the lead block.
Lead block. Lead block.
Friend of the show, John Dorsey, of course, probably wearing a sweater, pulled off the biggest move of the offseason. He got Odell Beckham Jr. this week, and yesterday he caught up with our very own Omar Ruiz to break it down.
Good teams don't win in March. Good teams begin to win when you go to training camp, when you play in the fall. That's where it all counts.
Well, Odell Beckham Jr. will be a big part of it. We've seen over the years the kind of talent and player that he is. But through your research and preparation, what can you tell us about the player you're bringing in here, or the person, I should say?
The person, he's passionate. He's competitive. Just listen to Les Miles talk. When he goes onto the practice field, the thing about having he and Jarvis together and reunited with Adam Henry, they compete against each other. So what he does is he brings that competitive nature, and we've always said we want guys that are competitive. And that's what all good football players have that little edge on them and that competition. He brings that.
No doubt Odell Beckham Jr., the passionate one who was just described, and his buddy from LSU, Jarvis Landry, are going to be great together. But I want to throw a little scenario at you guys. You down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're down 6.
Okay.
There's 2 minutes on the clock, and you can pick any wide receiver duo in the league to throw to. Who do you roll with? Nate, you've gotten yourself into trouble with these picks in the past, but who is the wide receiver duo? Oh, take a sip.
I know. I'm a little confused because 2 minutes left. Have to go with somebody I can depend on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go with somebody that's going to be exactly where they say they're going to be so the quarterback can deliver the ball in the right place. So there's a ton of older guys that I could choose. You know, Larry comes to mind. Some of the guys that play for the Saints. But I'm going with Jarvis and Odell. I know people are saying, Nate, come on. They just got together. I do not care. All right, let's just remind everybody their stats. Jarvis Landry, first of all, was the guy who was the man when they were in college together. He had 1193 in LSU in 2013. Odell, 1152. So a lot of people thought that Jarvis was going to make an immediate impact, and he did. The most catches in NFL history through a player's first 5 seasons. Do you understand what that stat means? You know how many receivers that have been in this league, and Jarvis is that dude that holds that title? And how about this? When it comes to their first 3 seasons, here's the list of guys with the most catches. Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, and A.J. Green. How about that for a foursome of individuals? The reason I love these guys, not because they catch the ball and they get open, they celebrate. It's because they have separation when they run their routes. So for me, to answer your question, Kay, the very long-winded way, I'm going with the new duo of best friends, Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham.
It's hard to argue. I can't even pick which one's going to be more productive in that offense with Baker Mayfield. It's sort of wild to think of.
Great with numbers individually. My question to you, Nate, as being a wide receiver who was willing, and I think you'd admit to this, to play a secondary role to Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss, are one of those two guys able to say, hey, it's not my day, it's going to be the other guy's day? Because I've seen both those guys say, give me the darn ball.
I believe they will because they're friends. Most of the time you play with somebody you just met. So you might be teammates, but you're strangers. Do I really care about you feeding your family? Because I need to feed mine. I know that Jarvis cares about Odell and vice versa. And the main reason that I picked these two, I love these guys as a duo. It's Baker Mayfield. My man had 27 touchdown passes last year, and his season started off in pure chaos. So that man right there was, if he can do 27 touchdown passes last year, what do you think he's going to do this year when he has the whole playbook and Freddie Kitchens by his side saying, do whatever you want, kid?
My pick for this question is not as sexy as Odell and Jarvis. There won't be as much celebratory discussion. It's just guys that have produced the last few years. I'm going with Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Like, last year, they both put up 1,000 yards, and they both had 100 catches. That's production. That's not fantasy football. That's not this. That is just, look at the numbers. Pretty good. Check us out. We do the work. Thielen was incredible last year, and the only other wide receivers to do it in NFL history were Antonio and Juju. Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders once did it, obviously. Then you go through the list right there. I mean, they're a historic duo, and yes, they do the dancing, right? But it, for some reason, doesn't resonate like Odell and Jarvis, and they do have their moments, but somehow we don't talk about them. Like, I think Stephon Diggs had a bigger catch in his career than any of those guys when you think about the Minneapolis Miracle. And Thielen down the stretch, every single time he needs to make a play, he was found, whether it be from Case Keenum and then Kirk Cousins. So, not sexy, not going to light it up, probably not your first pick of your fantasy draft. Thielen and Diggs, two guys who are 1 and 1A in an offense that I don't think can be stopped this season.
1,000 yards each last year. I overlooked them totally, and their friendship is overlooked too, because we talk about all the bromances and Odell and Jarvis. They're really good friends, and I love them.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
I like all those guys. I look at them as the smaller names on the Coachella poster. Like, they're the ones building their way up. 2 letters, A-B, big print on the top on the main stage. I'm going to go with Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams in Oakland. Ooh. I know it's a new matchup. I don't care. I have seen Antonio Brown do some sort of dark wizardry, black magic at the end of games on the sideline. We have run plays that he's done in the end of games where we're saying it's impossible. The physics don't allow for him to get his second foot down on the sideline. And this Tyrell Williams, who flew to London and on the first series of the game broke the Titans' back like that. Listen, Van Halen switches lead singers. It always comes back to the talent. That was the guitarist, and they're going multi-platinum. The talent here is Antonio Brown in a new space with a new chip. I will go with the guys in silver and black, the big print main stage, A.B. Tyrell.
I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins and whoever. Name a person. Let's put a helmet on me, have me go out there, run a quick slant, and I'd still, with 2 minutes left to go, down 6, want DeAndre Hopkins opposite me, and I don't even care who's throwing me the ball. We've seen it. Osweiler, bring him out there. Tom Savage, bring him out there. It does not matter who the quarterback is. He's putting up 1,000-yard seasons, and it does not matter who is on the field opposite him. We make so much of how 1 and 1/8 can help each other out and why complementary receivers are huge. Guys, these are the receivers to start on the field with DeAndre Hopkins since 2015. That's 11 different receivers over the last 4 seasons, and he still pretty much is a lock for 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. Like I said, we would dominate if I was out there running routes.
You one hell of a duo, okay? If Will Fuller can just stay healthy.
I know.
If he can stay healthy.
Is that race horse?
But the problem is, but even when he's not healthy, he doesn't miss a step. DeAndre Hopkins does not take a step back without anybody on the field. It's pretty amazing.
I heard DeAndre met our friends in the Men in Blazers.
Is that true?
right? It's like, yeah, that's what I saw.
You're talking soccer?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't see it, but I saw a pic. That's pretty cool.
He loves the soccer. I just wish he loved us on Good Morning Football. Couldn't drag him onto the show, huh?
He doesn't love football? Hello?
DeAndre.
Hello?
You. In the wake of Antonio Brown, you're part of your favorite receiving duo. In the wake of his trade to Buffalo, it's been reported that the reason talks broke down is because AB didn't want to go to Western New York. Here's Bills GM Brandon Beane's feisty response to that.
That pissed me off, to be candid, because it was an ignorant comment or whatever. And I don't, I'm not on social media, but if you live in Buffalo or you know anything about Buffalo, don't speak about Buffalo if you don't know what this city and what this fan base is like. It really pissed me off.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shregs?
Fired up. I love this. The Bills fans have a reason to believe right now. This is the guy who lives and breathes them. This is exactly how every Bills fan was feeling Friday when a report goes out and says the Bills had a deal, but Antonio Brown wouldn't go there, which was not exactly the case. They didn't have a deal yet, and there was still discussions being made about what even the compensation was. Beane stands for something. Like Brandon Beane comes out there and says, I am Buffalo. I represent this fan base. And hey, very quietly, they added John Brown, who will be great with Josh Allen. They added Cole Beasley, who will be great with Josh Allen. They got Frank Gore. They got Mitch Morse. We don't talk about the Buffalo Bills much. No one talks about the Buffalo Bills much. And I think that finally got to Brandon Beane when there was this narrative that Antonio Brown wouldn't go there. A lot of these old Bills come out and talk, too. Eric Wood was very passionate on Twitter on last Friday, saying, you know what, if you don't want to be in Buffalo, you're the idiot. Because they'll love you, and you'll be a legend forever. I think Kyle Williams, all these guys. Bills fans are real, and that fan base should be excited right now because they're in the right direction.
I like it because Buffalo jokes are stupid. They're low-hanging fruit. It's easy to pick on them, and it's just wrong. I point out the same thing. Sean Merriman's been out this week. A guy who was there says, I loved Buffalo. You guys know my friend Ross Tucker, who played for 5 different teams, including Dallas, including New England. He says Buffalo by far my favorite stop. So this idea that it's the Hoth system and it's a bunch of people jumping on tables, it's nonsense. It's low-hanging fruit BS, and I got fired up listening to him talk about it.
I love that because it says something about an individual who's fully invested, not just because you pay them. It's somebody who's really, literally 10 toes down. And there's a lot of people, and this isn't just sports, it's people that we work with, people you go to school with, that they're sitting where they are, but they want to be somewhere else. And those are the people that I don't like being around. And being in Minnesota, where people are like, well, what do you do in Minnesota? It's Midwest. I mean, a whole bunch of country folks.
They got a mall?
Yeah, what do they do? And then I go to Seattle, and I'm from Seattle. And people are like, well, it's just coffee and grunge music, and you got to defend that. And then I go to Detroit, where the city literally went broke when I was there. And I had to defend that. So I'm always the guy that's going to have the back with whoever I work with and whoever I work for. So I'm glad that he was up there a little feisty and defending his den, defending his backyard. I think more people should do that.
It's funny how disrespect works in the NFL, in life, but also in the NFL, and how far that can take you. You look at the Eagles and how they felt on their Super Bowl run. You look at Tom Brady and people saying that he can't play the game at 41 into his 42nd year on this planet. Disrespect feeling that way when you see Le'Veon Bell coming to the Jets and not making big waves, and you seeing Tom Brady, them not making any move, that makes a big wave. And they're up there wheeling and dealing, as you said, and nobody's talking about it. That's the sort of disrespect that will create a rather large-sized chip on your shoulder.
Okay, you also got to win.
Yeah.
Hey,
with all that said,
are GMs the new rock stars? John Dorsey,
No
Brandon
question,
Beane.
bro.
I feel like GMs are cool again.
No doubt.
Or cool for the first time. I don't know.
Cool for the first time.
Dimitrov's always been cool in my eyes.
That's it. Dimitrov is cool. Yeah.
I think Jerry's cool.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, those GMs are really busy right now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, look, this is it. Everyone's going at it. This is it. Everyone wants to win that chip. And somewhere, Belichick's sitting on the beach saying, come and get it.
Yep, and they're busy because they have to go to the draft. And every day, day in, day out, morning, night, they are thinking about this guy, Kyler Murray. Who could be making a deal? Which GM, which rock star could be trading up to grab him at number 1? Is he going to fall? There's no chance, right?
I don't think so.
Odell and Jarvis. These guys made a mean duo back in college. The Browns' offense is clicking, but are the Jags actually the winners on this trade, guys?
Okay. Trader, whoa.
Oh, heavy lifting.
It's organic.
There's someone we think you should talk to.
Hey, Dan, your coworkers told me you haven't done your taxes. I just want to say, you can call a TurboTax Live CPA for help.
You'd really do that for me?
Yeah, Dan, it's literally my job.
Thanks, guys.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February.
My life has been a series of moments. Seized.
what we deliver by delivering.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February. At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer.
Pressure, man, you gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it, embrace it, because we live for moments like this. When the game is on the line and your name is called, you gotta make those plays.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not, get
ready. At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut. At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
What do you look for when you trade?
I want free access to research.
Yep, TD Ameritrade's got that.
Free access to every platform.
Yeah, that too.
I want to know what I'm paying up front.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything you want, one low price. TD Ameritrade.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
We didn't create a new way to find the best ramen, or put a rover on Mars, or decide you should share your home with world travelers. But when asked if these ideas were possible, we're the only cloud with the capabilities, experience, and know-how to make them happen.
All right, happy Friday to you. We'll delve inside the NFL Network newsroom. Well, new Jets running back Le'Veon Bell, still need to get used to saying that, says he doesn't regret how everything went down for him over the last year and a half or so. In fact, he says he would do it all over again. Now, Bell believes everything happened for a reason. He added that the Jets were kind of the team that he kind of had in the back of his mind where he wanted to go. In terms of reports, he ballooned in recent weeks. He says his weight has been where it needs to be. Bell signing a 4-year, $52.5 million deal with $25 million guaranteed. Staying now in the Big Apple, the Giants filling a recent vacancy at their wide receiver position. The Giants on Thursday agreeing to terms with wideout Golden Tate on a 4-year, $37.5 million contract. $23 million of that is guaranteed. Tate joining his 4th team as he enters his 10th season in the league. Golden stopped by the show. Veteran receiver Jordy Nelson is now a free agent. The Raiders releasing Nelson after just one season. Head coach John Gruden had said Nelson would be back, even going so far as giving him a $3.6 million bonus. His brief stint was a disappointing one, though. Just 63 catches for 739 yards and 3 touchdowns. NFL Network Insider Ian Rappaport also reporting the Rams have interest in free agent linebacker Clay Matthews. Now, according to Ian, defensive coordinator Wade Phillips is a big fan of Matthews. He played in all 16 games for the Packers, but had only 3.5 sacks. For Matthews, it would be a homecoming, as of course he starred at USC. Now, NFL Fantasy Live, of course, our experts break down all the biggest moves from free agency and tell you which stars will shine. NFL Fantasy Live, free agency fallouts. It's a must-watch. Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. Now for a little heavy lifting, let's turn it back to the crew in New York.
Who wants to turn with the heavy lifting?
Yes, Jillian Michaels over here.
Jillian Michaels.
Addition
More
out
like
to
Jack LaLanne.
Let's chalk up. Let's chalk up.
Let's do this.
Time for my
Go get it, Kate. Chop Jack. All right, here we go. Lock your back out. Lock your back out. Come on, what are you doing?
He's shaking like crazy. I tell you how Texans beat the Patriots right now.
What was that? What was that, Traeger?
Some riff.
The real heavy lifter was Peter's barber.
Yeah.
I like the Schwarzenegger accent. I forgot that.
Jack LaLanne reference.
So here we are on Good Morning Football, one of our favorite segments that happened organically. Just out of nowhere, we started doing heavy lifting. How would you describe heavy lifting?
Heavy lifting is the show all four of us believe something, but one of us has to take a stance that is a little bit different to make good TV, and then you end up believing it because you're like, I put the time in to defend this.
Right.
It's a heavy lift.
Peter, you are Tony Atlas.
Sometimes you got to
Peter's
really
shredded.
defend something that doesn't seem defensible.
Yeah, it's called First Take.
It's the the unpopular opinion, if you will, that we sometimes have to stand up for and nobody else does. We call it heavy lifting. So we thought with so many off-season storylines to chew on, we'd get all of the heavy lifting done just at once. So get a good workout in to go to the weekend. So each of us will take turns sharing our unpopular opinion, and we will do some heavy lifting for 30 seconds before the rest of us can chime in and just say, shut up, stop talking, get off the weight rack, or what do you call that? A weight?
Yeah, the rack.
The bench. I don't know.
Mind if I work in?
30 seconds on the clock. Peter, start us off.
I think the Giants got the better of the Odell Beckham trade.
Peter, throw it up.
The Giants were 3-13 and 5-11 the last two seasons. They didn't just trade a two-time Super Bowl champion who they can't win without. They won 8 games total, and he only played in 16 of 32 games the past 2 years. In exchange, they get a first-round pick this year. They get a starting safety in Jabril Peppers, and they get a third-round pick. They also free up cap space, and they get a different locker room. Look, the Giants weren't good the past 2 years with Odell. Shake it up. Let's make a change. Okay, good riddance. Nothing against the kid. Let's just make a new start. Giants got the better of the deal. First round pick. Let's go.
Worked up a sweat, Schrager.
They gonna score any points next year, Peter?
I don't know about that.
Are they taking a new quarterback?
I don't know.
You don't know.
So you're not going to address the fact that Eli couldn't get in the ball last year?
Look, he played in like 7 games, Nate. Like, what do you want me to do? He doesn't play every game. He's injured. He's out there. He's doing interviews with Lil Wayne. I don't know what to tell you.
Eli, I'm here.
He goes on ESPN with Josina and Lil Wayne and says, my quarterback can't get me the ball. Look, some people in the building might not have loved that.
I know.
Isn't that hashtag he's not wrong, though?
Maybe.
All right, Bartlett,
I'm your hype man. I got you, Schrager.
Thank you, Kay.
I got you.
Okay. So my heavy lifting is that the Steelers are better off without Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. And I don't know if you've seen this gif, but it's John Travolta in the movie Perfect with Jamie Lee Curtis. And he does a little aerobics. So I'm going to just do my little workout because I don't really do it. So listen, here's the thing about Le'Veon Bell. He was a beast. But when Tiki Barber was gone, the Giants won a Super Bowl. When Edgerrin James was gone, the Colts won a Super Bowl. And James Conner, he overexceeded expectations. What do you think he's going to do this year? And now, Juju Smith. He finally could be the number 1 guy he wants. And plus, the drama's gone. Now, Big Ben, the only one who gets shine.
Nate, I was here for it. It's the hottest thing I've had in months. I like it. Come on.
Everybody's
Married
sweating.
life.
Okay, here we go. Woo! All right, guys, for my heavy lift.
Yes.
This is the heaviest of all. Like, I go in and I hit the 5 pounds, the 10s.
Yeah. Okay.
80 reps each. You know what I'm saying?
Is it a big lift here?
No, I don't have.
The upper dorsimus.
The dorsimus, which is connected to that. Yeah, absolutely. The Eucaliptus. I'm going to go grab like some 20s, which I can barely.
All right.
This is the hardest thing I've ever lifted. And I'm going to say that the Patriots should feel threatened, finally, in the AFC East.
Okay.
Focus on all the moves everybody else is making and Le'Veon Bell coming there. No, I just think it's a little too quiet. It's quiet up in New England. Is it too quiet? A quiet place right before something crazy happens, and it might be bad for them. Also, no days off is their mantra, right? That's what got them here. Bill Belichick's diving into the water. That looks like a day off to me, Bill Belichick. Things are changing up there in New Orleans. And at any point, a star and a celebrity can fall off a cliff. Lori Loughlin.
Oh, Becky.
Becky, take us
Just saying.
Becky them.
Just saying.
Wow.
Hey,
so you think that Brady might step on the nail on the stairs?
You never thought that was going to happen, and now here we are.
Right about that. It is
I just think you just put them back on the rack. That was a clean set. Clean set. All right, I got to finish this thing up.
She deserves it.
Hey, we're all trying to get our kids into school. All right? I like to put on some tunes when I work out, so I brought my Walkman here.
Wow.
This is an actual Walkman, and watch out, because I'm going to put the bass boost on, too. We're going with a little Tesla, little psychotic supper, and I'm going to put it right in here. because guys, I'm gonna need some tunes because I'm gonna do some heavy lifting. I was in a hotel gym once. I saw Seth Davis, the college basketball analyst, doing lunges, holding dumbbells in the hotel gym. I mean, what a tryhard! I love it, Seth. And that is extra miles. I love it.
So I never go to a hotel.
Here we go. I got my dumbbells. I got my Tesla. Signs everywhere. The signs, and I'm gonna tell you that the new Oakland Raiders. Oh, they're going to win that AFC West this year. First of all, we're not even at the turn on the Raiders golf round. 3 first-round picks, and who's making them? Michael Mayock is going to make them, and he's going to stick them. Second of all, do you know how sneaky good Derek Carr was last year? I think he went about 3 months without throwing an interception.
All right.
It's better. It's working. Okay. And Patrick Mahomes this and Patrick Mahomes that. He threw 50 touchdowns last year. He better throw about 90 this year with that defense, or Tyrann Mathieu better be Ed Reed beats Ronnie Lott. The Raiders! I did it! I flew on both hamstrings. Oh, that Tesla is good, though.
Oh, how's that?
Oh, baby.
Those squats are no joke.
Oh, dang.
Who had the best argument, you think?
I
Kyle
really
makes a
listen to
great
the
point.
arguments.
Yeah, Kyle makes a
I love
great
we call it heavy lifting. It's also called being disingenuous.
The Derek Carr thing was something that you reminded people of every week and nobody was talking about.
It's his streak. Derek Carr went about 9 to 10 weeks last year without throwing an interception with a new coach, and everyone's saying, well, the body language was good on the side. He was playing some pretty good football with a pretty bad roster.
Yeah.
What do you got?
And here's the thing about
the Titanic, Celine Dion.
Listen, the Raiders' heart will go on, Peter. La Cour de la Mer. What's up, Celine? It's a real Walkman. I got it from Josh
Seriously,
McCown.
Nate, what
But
about
seriously,
the Raiders?
man, the Steelers.
Stop X's and O's here.
Everybody's attacking the
Seriously,
Steelers.
no, seriously.
There's no more drama.
No,
They could turn it around.
Oh, there's no more drama?
No.
Okay, yeah, because Antonio Brown was just a peach for the Steelers.
He's just heavy lifting. He's heavy lifting, Peter.
No more drama.
Nate, 2019, you come to the gym with that Barry Bonds earring.
Yeah.
What's going on with that hanging? What is that?
What is that?
Oh, my goodness.
And we're back after this. The Cardinals, are they getting offers for Josh Rosen? Is he on the move? We're going to answer the phones for a little broke. You're on the clock after this.
Look at that.
Come on,
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and
All right, Nate.
to the break. Go ahead and take that with you. Take that to work with you.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
This is the new frontier, and this is the vehicle crafted to conquer it. The first of its kind Lexus UX. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now. The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not, get
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Pressure, man, you gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it, embrace it, because we live for moments like this. When the game is on the line and your name is called, you gotta make those plays.
What do you look for when you trade?
I want free access to research.
Yep. TD Ameritrade's got that.
Free access to every platform.
Yeah, that too.
I want to know what I'm paying up front.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything you want, one low price. TD Ameritrade.
Welcome back to Good Morning Football. We're out of breath. This show has just been one segment after another, and we've got another one for you right now because we're just over a month away until the NFL draft in Nashville. And after Kyler Murray's pro day blew everyone away yesterday, the talk around the NFL is all about the #1 pick and what the Arizona Cardinals plan to do at quarterback. So let's fire up another round of a favorite game of ours called Bro, You're on the Clock. What we do is we assign different roles to each of us. Okay, you are Arizona Cardinals general manager Steve Keim.
AKA a rock star.
Yes.
For you.
Nate, you are Arizona Cardinals new head coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
And Kyle, you are Arizona Cardinals team president Michael Bidwill.
I'm an aviator.
You're an aviator.
Yeah.
You love the skies.
Love Michael Bidwill.
You may be thinking Kyler Murray is a lock for the first overall pick, but this phone can ring at any time.
Oh boy.
And a phone call can come in and can shake up the...
Oh, my gosh, it's
phone.
ringing.
You're picking it up, Kay?
Should I?
You're Steve Keim. Pick it up.
Yellow.
Hey, Arizona, it's me, Dave Gettleman, New York Giants. You know, they beat me up pretty good over here in New York. But you know what? I don't care, because I've got a plan. And in the plan, I like the kid Rosen on your roster. You know, I liked Josh Rosen quite a bit last year, but we had to take Saquon. We had to. Look at the numbers he put. We had to take Saquon. But now, I want Rosen. We're not giving you any of the first-round picks. We got the 6th and the 17th. We ain't touching those. Untouchable. But the 37th overall pick, that's a second-rounder. We'll give you that for Josh Rosen. Second-round pick
rounder.
for
They've got
Josh
other
Rosen.
picks.
37th overall for Rosen. It's clean
All right,
and easy.
hold your
Let me
horses,
know.
gentlemen.
Go Giants!
Wait.
A lot of talk from the ghetto man.
He hung up. Well, he's talking. He's trying to justify taking Saquon, so I just sort of let him talk. But here's what he wants to give us. He wants to give us a second rounder, number 37 overall. Said his other picks are untouchable, and he wants Rosen back.
This is not a matter of the office. It's a matter if we want Rosen or not. I think if we're looking to shop Josh, I think we take it. I mean, that's 37th pick is pretty sweet.
You have the 6th, the 17th, and Rosen.
If you're in love with Kyler, do this.
If you're in love with Kyler, though, that's the ultimate question.
If I'm Keim and I'm in Cliff and I'm in love with Kyler, then why would you not want to build? Then you have a second rounder, because we know the Cardinals we did not do so great as far as adding weapons around him. This is a disaster situation for Rosen last year. So the fact that Gettleman even wants him after what happened last year, I'm impressed by that. But also, I'm taking this to build around him because you can get a great player on defense or offense in round 2.
Also depends.
Are there other offers?
Depends on the depth in the draft as well. You know, I'm the head coach, guys.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, let's just see if the phone rings again.
That's all. Maybe we can make it ring.
I feel like
look at it because we want those offers.
Oh.
Here we go.
Cliff, you're picking it up?
Hey, Kingsbury here. Talk for the Cliff Bar.
Kingsbury, it's Brian Flores, head coach of the Miami Dolphins. What's up, baby? How we doing?
What's up, B?
Kyler Murray, I hear you like him. Everyone says you're in love with him. Is it a man crush? Is it smoke and mirrors? I need to know because we need a quarterback. And it sounds like if you love Murray as much as everyone has been saying for the last month, we might want Josh Rosen. You also need defense. You got to win in this league. This is the NFL, and I'm a defensive guy, and I worked with Belichick. Trust me, you need defense, and we've got a player. Kiko Alonso, good veteran player. I like Kiko, but we need a quarterback, man. We'll give you Kiko and our third-round pick for Josh Rosen. So you get a veteran defensive player that will start right away and be a leader in the locker room, and a third rounder, and we get Josh Rosen, who it sounds like right now is your second favorite quarterback in your beautiful, beautiful mind. Let me know, man.
All right, B. King out.
Okay.
What was the offer?
Well, listen, he said we'll get Kiko Alonso in a third. That's a 79th overall. Like I said, it does depend on the depth in the draft, but we do add a linebacker. One of the best in the business, can do it all. Sideline to sideline, can cover running backs. We could add him to our team. What do you guys think?
I think I like it better than the last offer.
Why?
Really?
Just because it's a known player, proven
Kiko's
commodity?
good. He's good. I mean, I think that sweetens it up a lot. The second-round pick had me going, but between a second and a third isn't a massive drop-off, and we know Kiko can play, and we need some defense against the Rams especially. I like this one better. This is my clubhouse leader.
Kiko Alonso highlights, everyone.
When you look at the running backs in the NFC West, linebackers that can come downhill, You make a great point.
And Russ. I mean, we got to run with Russ.
Got to run with Russ.
Who knew we were talking about Kiko?
Kiko Alonso.
Out of the dressing room. Unbelievable. What do you think, Peter?
I think it's a good offer. I think you need defense.
Whoa.
There's
All right.
another one?
Mr. Bidwell will get this.
Wow.
I'm a federal prosecutor, as you know. I learned a lot at St. Louis University when I was at Phi Delta. I'm going to apply my logic right here. Go for bids.
Cardinals, it's John Gruden here in Oakland. Not gonna lie to you, I can't watch enough of this Murray kid's tape. This guy's unreal. Spider 2Y banana tagged with a Z over. He nails it. You gotta watch the Texas tape, man. It's unbelievable. It's hard not to want to get into the office at 3 a.m. and roll out the cot and watch tape of this kid. Look, we're going all in Vegas. First we got Antonio Brown. Now we want Kyler Murray. This Kyler Murray kid, man do I love him. We'll give you the 4th pick overall, the 27th pick overall that we got from the Khalil Mack trade, and then we're also going to throw in the 35th overall pick for your 1st overall pick. That's 3 picks in the top 35, man, and you've already got a quarterback in Rosen, man. Let's go, boys. Let's make that trade, and then we'll all go to an establishment that has owls in the logo that's based in Tampa and is heavily rooted in the color orange and have some wings and beer. What do you say?
I say, whoo. All right, he's gone. He wants the #1 pick, John Gruden.
He wants Kyler?
I guess, guys, he wants to offer us the 4th overall, the 27th, and the 35th, which means, oh, man. All right, what do we think? He was real fired up, and that got me excited as hell. I suddenly like Josh Rosen a lot more than I did 5 minutes ago. What do you guys think?
I like it. I think there's so many holes to fill that I would stay with Rosen, who was in a bad spot last year, use those draft picks. It's hard to turn all of that early round goodness down.
Cliff, it's on you. You're Cliff Kingsbury.
Coach, we brought you in. You love Kyler. This is a lot of trade value there here, though. This is a lot of picks.
I love Kyler, but that's a lot of picks. Still some good quarterbacks in this draft after Kyler. I mean, worst case scenario, maybe we get Dwayne Haskins.
Okay.
He could fall to us, and then we can still.
You already have Rosen.
I know, but if we're not in love with Rosen, we got 2 quarterbacks, and one of those guys are going to hit, and then we still have picks after.
All right, let's go. I get Steve Wilkes on the phone right now. If I want an opinion, let's go. What do you got, Coach?
Did you say anything about going to dinner and getting some chicken breast? All right, I'm going to go with this last one. I want picks. I love picks.
All we've heard about is Kyler Murray. Cliff, you're going to trade away the opportunity to get Kyler Murray right now?
Picks are gold, man.
If picks are gold, then let's get rid of the Kiko. Let's do a process of elimination. Kiko's maybe off the table because the prospect of some picks, I think, is a little bit better. You're not paying them as much. We're talking trade stuff here. I would rather maybe go young in those early rounds. So if we get a 33 and a 37, that's what we'd get there. I look at the Colts last year and what they did with Braden Smith and Darius Leonard early, completely changing that team because they had 2 picks in that same spot, 2 critical guys to add for their playoffs. I think we could do that and then also get Kyler Murray to make you happy. Because it's really all about you.
Explain that again. Unpack that again. So what trade would you take?
I would take the
Giants
the first one that I got, yeah.
So you get
we're getting Kyler, and then we end up with what? It gives us the 37th overall, right?
Yep.
A 2nd round pick, and we still have 33.
So you have the 1st, the 33rd, and the 37th, but you have to get rid of Rosen.
Get rid of Rosen, yes. But, I mean, the Colts last year had 36 and 37, I think, and they drafted Darius Leonard and Braden Smith.
Okay.
Bidwell, what do you say?
Mr. Bidwell. Bidwell? I think the Raiders are a little drunk with power. I want to take advantage of that. I like the idea of getting the #4 pick, staying in the top 5, and we'll go to battle with Josh Rosen like we pledged to last year.
Coach?
I'm going with the picks, the Raiders.
You're going to pick the Josh Rosen?
Let's bring it up, guys. Let's see it. Let's see what the trade was. Can we see the Raiders offer one more time?
I had to do heavy lifting to get Kyler Murray at #1. That is unbelievable to me.
What was that Raiders offer? We
so much turkey just got talked. Here we go.
It's a trade. It's a trade, guys.
#1 overall pick trade.
The Raiders now have the #1 overall pick.
They're on the clock.
They keep the 24th overall pick. And they get rid of all of that. Wow! Antonio Brown, Kyler Murray, and another 1st-round pick for the Raiders.
You guys have to understand. Yes, we're keeping Rosen, but we're still not married to Rosen. We still can do whatever we want with these picks.
That's what I'm talking
I like that we're married to Rosen. We're going to help him. We got 3 picks in the top 35, including the top 5 pick. We'll go to battle.
Plenty more to come.
Picks are gold. This little phone here.
It's awesome.
Welcome to the winter of our discontent. The national champs had their pro day yesterday. We'll check in with the Clemson Tiger prospects up next. So much more to come right here on Good Morning Football. It's only 8:30 Eastern, guys.
At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer. You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February. At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer.
The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
The season's here, so get SiriusXM and follow your team in your car and on the go. Catch every game and get expert analysis, as well as commercial-free music, plus talk, comedy, and more. Get a great deal on our best package. Subscribe now.
Who's the playmaker of this new Big Mac with bacon?
It's the crispy bacon, of course. The flavor brings a whole new dimension to the game.
I'm gonna get a second opinion from my mouth.
McDonald's Classics with Bacon. Is it the best thing to happen to our classics or to bacon?
Pressure, man, you gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it, embrace it, because we live for moments like this. When the game is on the line and your name is called, you gotta make those plays.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Who's the playmaker of this new Big Mac with bacon?
It's the crispy bacon, of course. The flavor brings a whole new dimension to the game.
I'm gonna get a second opinion from my mouth.
McDonald's Classics with Bacon. Is it the best thing to happen to our classics or to bacon?
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not,
Oikos 000 is the official yogurt of
proving the doubters wrong.
It has 15 grams of complete protein, 0 added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or fat. Oikos, the official yogurt of fueling your hustle.
Welcome back to Good Morning Football, digging into Clemson's pro day in a bit, some free agency, some news this morning, especially here in New York with Golden Tate inking a deal for $23 million guaranteed, a 4-year deal of $35+ million. So we'll get into all of that. But the big news of this morning is that your dancing/heavy lifting is trending on Twitter.
Oh boy. It's a workout, Kay. It's a workout. Core stability.
I'm not going to say it's not a workout.
Yeah, exactly. I think people at home are thankful that I gave them that for breakfast.
I was not ready for it. I wonder if Will Selva has any thoughts.
You know, my thought was that I'm still craving pit beef. And I can't find it anywhere.
I think that's when they was serving.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Something like that.
They all work together, Nate.
I don't even know what you're trying to say.
It all comes full circle, pal.
Just saying, this show has moved at a dizzying pace. I'll have to say that. Lots of memorable moments for the best
I almost lost an eye.
So thank you. Yeah, exactly. All of that in 1 hour. All right, so let's move on to some news here. The relationship analogy is the best way probably to illustrate quarterback Teddy Bridgewater's current situation. He liked the feeling of being wanted and flirted with someone else, but realized it was best not to leave a good thing. Bridgewater's commitment to earning him another contract with the Saints. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reporting Bridgewater is getting a one-year deal worth $7.25 million with a maximum value of $12.5 million. He visited with the Dolphins on Wednesday night, but left Miami without a deal. Bridgewater starting the regular season finale for the Saints in place of Drew Brees. Now, no one has ever said a bad thing about the Windy City, minus the winters there, but look at Clinton Dix and everything that he has meant to these past two organizations. Well, you see Bridgewater staying, but Clinton Dix deciding to sign with the Bears. The Bears agreeing to terms with the former Packer and Redskin to a one-year deal worth $3.5 million. And it seems like almost everyone in Cleveland was hyped about the Odell Beckham Jr. trade, almost too hyped. Take this story, for example. Shaker Heights police report receiving a 911 call from a woman who said her 17-year-old neighbor was running and screaming down their street. Turns out he was just going bonkers over the trade. Just going bonkers. The officers went to the scene, and the young man told them about it. Now, we're happy to report the young man returned to his house to celebrate without violating any noise ordinances. So people going crazy there in Cleveland. Now, OBJ saw a fan going crazy on Twitter and had tweeted out, "Dog Pound, I'll give you everything I got." Well, certainly the Dog Pound is giving everything that they are about because they're getting 911 calls. People are getting jazzed. They're getting geeked out there.
They're turning up for real.
They are.
Great fan base.
Great fan base is right.
I feel like he, just what I'm seeing on Twitter, really coming around and embracing the move.
I can't wait for his introductory press conference. It's going to be like, one of these giant events, and he's going to get so much love from those Browns.
Not a giant event, Browns event.
That's good.
Is Drake there?
He's not. Ooh, does Drake show up?
Does he show up? Does he sit down? Does he walk?
Does Odell cry?
When the Browns are in first place, he'll show up.
Does Odell cry? No. Odell does not cry.
I think he might cry because they're going to ask him about New York, and he's going to get emotional.
Can't wait to see all of that. We've seen his entire career unfold here in the NFL, but it all started at LSU, and it all started as a rookie in the league. And let's talk about the draft now, and another school that always gives us goodness on draft night, the national champs, the Clemson Tigers. They'll be well represented the weekend of April 25th. We know that. And they have 4 players in Daniel Jeremiah's top 50, including 3 defensive linemen. And Patrick Claybon was on the scene when they had their pro day yesterday. With more from South Carolina, it is time for today's Pro Day Report presented by Lowe's.
All 32 teams represented at Clemson's Pro Day to see the national champions come out and to see their group of defensive linemen. The leader of that group, Christian Wilkins, one of the participants today. He went through the defensive line drills, and an opportunity there to get some hands on an NFL head coach. Mike Vrabel getting involved with these guys, going through drills. One of the headliners today, though, his teammate, Dexter Lawrence. He's about 90% is what he told me after his workout today. He went through and had a quad injury at the 2019 NFL Scouting Combine. Things look good for him moving forward. His teammate, Clelin Ferrell, did not participate in drills today. He has a toe injury. But when you talk to coaches at this Clemson program about this group of defensive linemen, there's a common phrase, and that's special. We'll see how special they can be moving ahead to the next level.
Could have 4 special guys. Thanks so much, Patrick Claybon. Great work from the Pro Day at Clemson. And here's where some of their stars rank on DJ's top 50. You got Wilkins, the highest, at number 4. What sticks out to you, Shay?
4 best friends. They say these guys came back to Clemson last year, and they ended up winning the title, obviously. But 4 great friends. They're all going to be in the draft, all represented by different sides of the agency world. I think it's fascinating to say who goes where, and when they're interviewed, which player fits which team best, because a lot of people say that Wilkins is the best. Others would say that Dexter Lawrence is the best.
Yeah.
Very interesting 4 names. And then you've got guys like Hunter Renfrow also, who's a talented wide receiver who a lot of teams are going to like as well. Clemson loaded with talent.
Like loaded early. These are first rounders we're looking at. Potentially
Loaded.
3 of them
Like
could go in the first.
Alabama loaded.
No kidding.
Right.
It's funny you say that, because here's the question. The national champs, they beat Alabama, churn out all these great pros. How come we're not hearing a ton more noise about Dabo coming to the NFL?
Hear it.
Saban tried it, Harbaugh, of course. If you keep doing, he was asked about it last summer. He did not say no. He makes a ton of money. He's under contract, but we can get around those things. The highest level of competition, if he's mastering the college game, why don't you come up on Sundays?
Love it.
Yeah. Right?
Love it.
Let's go. Let's give it a try. Let's do something else Saban couldn't do.
History shows us when waves of individuals come like this from the same team, the same side of the ball, they last like a decade or more. Like these guys are going to have an impact right away, and they're going to last a long time.
We'll see how Cliff Kingsbury does going from college to the NFL, of course. I don't know. I would like to see Dabo at least get some buzz around him. Sure. How about this guy? Suggs. New Jersey. I'm still not okay with it, but he is an Arizona Cardinal. We'll break it down after this.
New Tide Pods 2.0 with upgraded 4-in-1 technology. Your detergent, stain removers, and odor fighters all fit in the palm of your hand. #1 stain and odor fighter. #1 trusted. It's got to be Tide.
Pressure, man, you gotta enjoy it. You gotta love it, embrace it, because we live for moments like this. When the game is on the line and your name is called, you gotta make those plays.
0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Introducing the Genesis G70.
So I'm able to deduct it?
That's definitely a deductible expense.
That was really helpful. Man, I love technology, but it is infinitely better with people.
You talk too much.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
My life has been a series of moments. Seized.
What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut. At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving, ready or not, get
ready. At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since I'm a truck driver, sometimes I'm gone for like 3 weeks at a time. Even if I'm 3,000 miles away, I'm connected with my boys. Just pull on over, see my son's game, and I'm having a ball.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You too.
This would probably be a horrible time to mention I gotta pee.
Be who you are. We gotta go punch our ticket. They not gonna give it to us.
How many tackles you got? I got 1 tackle.
He's sacked for the first time today. Terrell Suggs.
That's all right. Like, if we all wrong, we all right.
What?
What do you want me to do on defense? 4th and 1. You want me to go for this?
I don't get paid to make head coaching jobs like that.
Happy New Year. The Ravens are back in the postseason.
Terrell Suggs, a Ravens legend, and now joining the Arizona Cardinals, where he's going home to finish his NFL career. Today marks 31 years since the Cardinals moved from St. Louis to Phoenix, so we thought, let's pick a player of the day, and I chose Terrell Suggs. He's my player of the day, and I wanted to look back on his memorable career. We're each going to take a moment that we love from Terrell Suggs, also known as Sizzle in the Charm City. Nate, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, I want to start with the longevity of his career. Obviously, we know that he's been doing it for a long time, but just how long? Back in 2003 is when he was drafted, my year, 10th overall. And I'm going to go through some of his sacks, and you're going to see the quarterbacks, and this will put things in perspective, how long he's been doing it. This right here, up against the Steelers, you know what that is?
What is that?
Tommy Maddox.
Yep.
He takes down, fumbles the ball. How about this? Broncos. Danny Cannell takes him down. Let's move on to the Chiefs. You know he's sacking in his next clip?
Who is it? Who we got?
He's going to take Trent Green down. Okay, this is still back in 03. And how about this? Remember Tim Couch with the Browns?
Yeah.
Tim Couch goes down, who was super athletic, by the way.
198 picks before Tom Brady.
Right? And how about John Kitna to finish this
He
off
got all of them, didn't he?
with the Bengals. And this is 03, so the longevity, he's been doing it for that long and still doing it at a high level.
I'm going to go with the 2011 season for Terrell Suggs because Ed Reed and Ray Lewis got all the glory. Everyone was talking about Ed and Ray. They were always the guys. And then in 2011, Terrell Suggs won Defensive Player of the Year.
That bull rush.
He had 14 sacks, a career high. He had 7 forced fumbles, led the NFL. He had 70 tackles, and the Ravens were a top 3 scoring defense and a top total defense in 2011. Ray and Ed and Haloti were always the guys, and we always would hear about Dwayne Starks and Chris McAllister. It was this season where Terrell Suggs said, no, I'm the dude, I'm the guy. The best player on the defensive side of the football in the entire NFL was Terrell Suggs in 2011. He won that award. There were no questions about it. His 2011 season, unbelievable year for him, and he's still doing it now 9 years later, which is insane.
Also Harvard University. Most of us will never have anything in common with any of these players. I unfortunately have a lot in common with Terrell Suggs in this sense. I ruptured my Achilles 9 months ago. I've been doing physical therapy for 7 months. I know I'm never going to be the same physically and psychologically. I am still terrified every time I walk up some steps or tie my shoes. It is a terrifying injury. And Terrell Suggs did it more than one time. Guys, in 2012 in the offseason, blew out his right Achilles, only for the very first game back in Week 7 to come out against Houston right off the Achilles. And what's he do? He has 4 tackles. He has a sack. I'm not even making a joke. One single step that I take, I think about it every time. I am haunted by this injury. And then he does it again. In 2015, he blows out his left Achilles, both Achilles, only to return the next year, lead the team in sacks, lead the team in forced fumbles, all while playing with a torn bicep as well. He is a great player, and he is a tough player. I have no idea how he does it. He got unhaunted fast.
One of the toughest for sure. You started with sacks in 2003, and I will end it with what happens after the sack. He's one of the greatest sack celebrators in the National Football League, and that will not change from one bird to a different bird in the league. That's what he does. Let's live down some glory here. You guys want to see the Bernie? Sure you do. This is Sizzle sacking Blaine Gabbert because, of course, and he does the Bernie. Gotta love that celebration.
Come on, Sis.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, gotta love that. It just gets everybody going. Shrakes, you've got family in Baltimore. You know what it's all about.
I love Sizzle.
2017 Week 9 Titans. Yeah, you took down Marcus Mariota, and they call this
What's this one?
the Pennywise.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I like that.
Hey, Georgie.
It's a little scary. Week 11 Packers 2017 sacks Brett Hundley. Sorry, Brett. The whole team chimes in and joins Sizzle with a little shoot action. And 2018 Week 1 against the Bills, he sacked Nathan Peterman. He did an entire photo shoot. He is juice. He is electricity for that team.
He's Sizzle. Yes. He brings the sizzle.
He is Sizzle. Can't wait to see what he looks like out there in the desert. Golden Tate. How's he going to look in a Giants uniform? Probably pretty good. One of our favorite wideouts joining the New York Giants with a big deal. What does it mean about their draft? Right?
Golden Tate.
At Bud Light, we believe what we put into our beer is just as important as what we leave out. That's why you won't find corn syrup, preservatives, or artificial flavors on our ingredient list. Bud Light. Find out what's in your beer.
I'm a dancer. Casting directors will send me a video of choreography. I need my phone to work while I'm on the subway. You'll see me streaming a video, trying not to fall.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
What's inside?
possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February. You want to know what ingredients are in your beer. That's why we're putting an ingredients label on our packaging. Because it's the right thing to do. For you. Introducing our new ingredients label. Coming in February.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. We're a $5 lineup of your favorites. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
So here's the thing. I'm actually closer to my retirement days than I am my college days. I just want to know, am I going to be okay?
I know people who specialize in am I going to be okay.
I like that.
You may need glasses, though.
Schedule a complimentary goal planning session with TD Ameritrade.
Alexa, tune to MSNBC on cable.
Okay. From our NBC News headquarters, a quick update on some breaking news before we get underway.
There's someone we think you should talk to.
Hey, Dan, your coworkers told me you haven't done your taxes. I just want to say, you can call a TurboTax Live CPA for help.
You'd really do that for me?
Yeah, Dan. It's literally my job.
Thanks, guys.
TurboTax Live, now with CPAs on demand.
I'm a dancer. Casting directors will send me a video of choreography. I need my phone to work while I'm on the subway. You'll see me streaming a video, trying not to fall.
There when it matters. Buy the new Galaxy S10 and get a Galaxy S10e on us.
Last hour of the week, this is Good Morning Football. This is our gorgeous view from Lower Manhattan, the home of so many stars who have come and gone. Like, name one.
Adam Gase.
Adam Gase.
Yes.
Is a good one. He's currently living here. So is Le'Veon Bell. I was going to say Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bradshaw.
sure.
I was going to say Carmelo Anthony had his moment.
Ah.
I like Charlotte and Lala.
There you go.
You win Adam Gase?
Why not? He's having a week, right?
I'm a mellow Schrager guy.
I like it.
You know
Who are you?
Mellow Schrager.
I could have said Babe Ruth or somebody like that. Adam Gase.
That's kind of what I thought.
It's the first name that popped in there. He's having a week.
All right, and now we, of course, live here. Kyle Brandt and Peter Schrager and Nate Burleson, myself, Kay Adams, on this March 15th. Our show presented to you by McDonald's. And now a new guy comes to town. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell. But also, Golden Tate, friend of the show, is joining the Giants. And here is what his post from last night, guys. Show me the money.
This is a man winning an Oscar right here. And I don't mean Cuba. I mean golden. Have you ever seen a better athletic, dramatic performance than this? This is incredible.
I got ants, Jerry.
Yeah, they almost look alike, man. Like it's eerie.
I love that shot. Like he got in a second wardrobe.
Can I ask you something, Peter? At the end of the movie, it's not how much times have changed. Jerry Maguire makes miracles, and they get Rod Tidwell an $11 million deal. I mean, how can you imagine that now for a number one wide receiver? 11, and he cries. Roy Firestone, 11. Crazy.
It's crazy. You put up 15 catches, you're going to get $11 million in the league now.
Well, that $11 million is not the case with Golden Tate. The 30-year-old wide receiver agreed to a 4-year, $37 million contract. $23 million of that is guaranteed. Let's hit the lead block here.
Lead block, lead block.
I got some questions.
All right.
But let's talk about this first. The biggest move in the NFL we know was that blockbuster trade. You got the Giants dealing Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns, and there's a lot going on here. A lot to unload this offseason before they even hit the field. Headlines are continuing across the country, and Beckham tweeted out this. He says, "I'm not a Cancer, I'm a Scorpio." For more on who he's potentially addressing here, who he's clapping back at, it's a bit cryptic, so let's send it over to Kim Jones. Kim?
Good morning, Kay. As you probably saw, Odell Beckham Jr. had a little fun yesterday on social media, saying he's not a Cancer, he's a Scorpio. Well, clearly Beckham knows that there's some knock against him, that somehow he wanted out of New York and somehow he's bad for a football team. First of all, let's clear this up. He never wanted out of New York or out of the Giants. He is now embracing his new opportunity in Cleveland, but he always envisioned himself staying a New York Giant. As for the teammate part, I've heard from multiple teammates of Beckham, current and former, over the last few days, thanking me essentially for sticking up for him. I was simply reporting what I knew to be true. But here's this from Robert Ayers, who played 9 years in the NFL and for 3 teams, including the Giants. He replied to NFL Network's posting of my video about Odell by saying he's one of the best teammates I ever had. He also said the people that don't know you at all usually have the most opinions. That's probably about right. Kay?
Well said. Thank you so much, Kim. The Giants also adding a former NFC East rival to their roster on Thursday with that Golden Tate deal. But I want to ask you guys, did what Kim said, what we've heard, what Odell is tweeting, what his teammates, people who know him are tweeting, sort of change the way that you're looking at the separation and how the Giants and Odell parted ways?
I look at it the same way. I knew that the decision for the Giants to move on from Odell was purely based on what they described as quote-unquote antics. You know, there weren't issues that would steer you away from what his talent gave you on the field. I spent Sundays with Bill Cowher, and I ask him all the time, when you deal with difficult personalities, whether it's somebody that, and he did, whether it's somebody that does stuff off the field, I'm talking about things that are criminally based, or you deal with somebody who might just be a spoiled athlete, somebody that might be uncoachable. He said it depends on how talented they really are. Yeah. And Odell was one of the most talented Giants to ever put on that jersey. And the fact that I believe when we look back, when the Giants look back, when the Browns look back a few years from now, and Odell is putting up the numbers that we know he can put up, they're going to say, is it really that bad? So he celebrated too much. He hit the net and it hit him back. He proposed to the net a couple games later. He was a bit dramatic when he didn't get the ball. He went and told everybody that Eli couldn't get him the ball. And you know what? He was right in that moment. They're going to look back and they'll say, was it that bad? And the answer will be, I guarantee you, no, it wasn't. But because we've seen less talented players stay on teams that did more damage to their teams off the field. Sure. And that's facts.
When was the last time a wide receiver, and I know you are one, so it could be close to home, was the best player on a championship squad? Jerry Rice, maybe. He had Joe Montana and Steve Young.
I look at the Falcons up 25 points in the Super Bowl.
And Julio was the best player.
They don't win championships.
Matt Ryan was the MVP that year.
The best argument would be Randy Moss with the Patriots. And
Tom Brady and them.
And that didn't work out.
Yeah, so I'm just saying from just a roster standpoint, they had this chip. In the last 2 years, they went 3-13 and 5-11, and he played in 16 of 32 games. Antics aside, they made a trade. They thought it was time to move on. And again, Nate, you're absolutely right. They may regret this. I mean, Odell Beckham go on to be the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game, and I mean that. He could have that kind of career. But in real time, they've had 2 terrible seasons in a row, 3-13 and 5-11, and they're shaking something up with their most attractive piece. They get a first-round pick back, they get Jabril Peppers, and Golden Tate is a different guy than Odell Beckham. Golden Tate is a veteran on the back nine of his career who's 31 years old, who has a Super Bowl championship. And if you read the tea leaves, Dave Gettleman in his ending press conference at the end of the season last year said, I loved having Jonathan Stewart in our locker room. And everyone's like, Jonathan, because he was a leader and he brought leadership and stability, and we didn't have the antics we had a year ago. I love Odell Beckham's game. I like Odell as a guy. It's not about me. It's about the Giants, and they're turning the page, and it's the post-Odell Beckham era, and they got a first-round pick back, and they get a pretty good wide receiver in Golden Tate who's going to produce for them.
I think we could say it's the antics. We could say it's the money. We could say it's his position. I really think that if Odell had Julio Jones' personality, I think he's still a Giant. I do. I think that's how the Giants run their business. True. I think the bloom was off the rose for the Josh Norman game, in which he was completely unhinged and tried to hurt somebody. And I think the dog thing in the end zone embarrassed the New York Giants. And I think they had enough. And they were up against it because he had such a big contract. I don't think they wanted to run their business that way. And maybe they cut off their nose to spite their face because they lost their most talented guy. I think it was because of that. I think that's how they run their business. There's something we should do as a show, though, because we speak for the fans a lot, and we now have the opportunity to directly hear from them.
Yeah.
Really?
If you've been watching our show for almost 2.5, almost 3 years, we have a new technology here that we've kind of been ushering along, and now it's big, where we can take calls live during the show like it's a radio show.
Really?
Yes, we did it yesterday. You can call in. We had a bunch of calls. One of our most loyal callers is a guy named Benny. He's from Hohokus. Hohokus, a town in New Jersey. He called in yesterday and was really emotional about Odell and the Giants, and they're telling me he's on hold now. He's not happy. He's not happy with us, and he's got a lot more to say. Benny from Hohokus, are you there?
First of all, don't hang up on me this time. I wasn't finished yesterday. I expect that kind of disrespect from a snowflake like Brandt, but Schrager, your Jersey, you know better. I'll give you a shot. You do it again. Now, I'm about to get on my bus. I'm reading my daily Steve Serby in the Post, and the New York Giants are getting Golden Tate and a guy named Marcus Golden? Golden and Golden. You just sent the Golden Goose to Cleveland, you jamokes. You want Golden? Where's the Golden era? Bavaro, Jumbo, Pepper Johnson. And I don't want to hear the word rebuild. I know rebuilds. I've been doing masonry 22 years. You don't rebuild the Taj Mahal. My buddy Bobby says you got no plan. Oh, I say, oh, Bobby, they got a plan. They got a plan, all right. Set up a dartboard at the facility, then drop their pants and shoot darts out of their butts. Rebuilding. How about I rebuild your face, tough guy? Because the best football player in New York is Aaron Judge. Tell him, John, Giants lose. Giants lose. The Giants lose. Everybody listening, subscribe to my podcast.
He's got a podcast.
Is he done? I don't want to cut him off.
Benny got a podcast?
He plugged his podcast at the wire.
Is it Benny from the Block?
I think it might. I don't know what the name. He didn't say.
Benny.
Benny.
He sends me a Christmas card every year.
He does? Is that right with his family? He says he doesn't want to hear rebuild. And that the Giants, and there's a thing about the New York fans say, we don't rebuild, we're the Giants.
We remodel.
We remodel. The Yankees don't rebuild, but I think you do, and I think you are.
They remodeled with Golden Tate for a hefty price.
Lot of money.
We don't know if they're rebuilding or if they're competing. We will find out in the draft. And again, that is the same question I had about the Giants going into their number 2 overall pick last year in the draft. So let's talk about the other New York team, shall we? And it is the Jets. They have a new running back named Le'Veon Bell. Maybe you've heard of him. Maybe you've heard his vocal stylings. But he spoke now for the first time since agreeing to that deal. Bell was asked if he had an opinion about what's going on with his former squad, the Steelers. Take a look.
I'm not too sure. I don't, want to talk, anything negative about the Steelers. I wish those guys the best. Steeler Nation and the fans, they done so much for me in that city. I thank everybody over there in that organization for the opportunity, the love they have, the support, everything, But everything that's going on and negative things, I don't want to speak on that. I don't want to be part of it or add to it. I wish those guys the best, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I feel like it's taking the high road a little bit in this conversation, at least, which is sort of surprising because I feel like Lev is, and if I'm him, I wouldn't even take offense to this. He's about the drama. He's about the emojis, stirring the pot, creating a story about him. What do you make about what he feels of the Steelers, or at least what he's saying?
I don't necessarily think Lev is about the drama more than he is about the attention. I feel like AB is about the drama. AB went on a little tour and he was honest and he was cursing and he was at the barbershop. He talking about his quarterback. He talking about the coaches. He talking about the organization. Like, that was dramatic to me. I was like, damn, AB.
Attention's a better word. You're right.
Lev Bell, over the past couple years, when we wanted him to talk, we were like, say something, dude. Yeah. We want to hear your voice. He would sit back, drop an emoji, send us an upside-down tweet.
Yeah, but like
he'd kick back, relax. Yeah. And it's like,
tweeted this entire process.
Right. He tweeted.
How we heard from him.
And the thing about it, he never really took a shot directly at his teammates, the coach, Big Ben, or the organization. But in doing that, you're kind of directly taking a shot at all those people. So I like that he's taking a high road right now because he's trying to move on.
Yeah, and look at Jordy Nelson yesterday, got cut.
It was wild.
Jordy Nelson signed this big deal, got cut, and everyone said, well, If I'm Le'Veon Bell, I'm taking what I want to do. I want to create my own future, and I want to be a Jet. And I didn't want to be with the Steelers anymore. So when you look at all these players that are, Eric Berry gets cut. Like, everyone gets cut. This is the first time I've seen a player say, you know what? On my terms, I might sacrifice some dollars, but I'm going for it. I'm taking it. I'm going with the Jets.
It's a wild time to be. Everything Le'Veon's saying, I'm liking. I'm reading from the Daily News here, and he's saying, who's to say if I played out last year on a one-year franchise tag, I get hurt, and I'm sitting here with this beautiful deal from the Jets. If I go out there and I play on the tag, and I get another 400 carries, I come out of the season healthy, who's to say anybody wants me now that I've had another 400 carries? I've contemplated everything. It's in the past. I'm like, yeah, Le'Veon, you just ran your business, and it worked. It's amazing to me. I'm in support of him.
I think maybe drama wasn't the word to use, but what's going on in the Steelers organization certainly is that Jesse James just signed with your former squad, the Lions, and he said it was out of control in Pittsburgh. I feel like it wore everybody down, and now you don't have to deal with Antonio Brown, for better or for worse. You have to deal with Le'Veon Bell, and that cloud over them, and guys like Cam Hayward, veterans who